addition, you must have been an active member or serve under some organization which in the Constitution states that you also have to do. We encourage Casamas to go to events in order to reach active students. So, what does being an active member of Casama mean?
As I said in my speech, being an active member is choosing to be in this space. Finding your people that make you want to come to events. Finding a community that encourages you to be here and to be active. Because we can all choose to come to events. We can all choose not to come to events. But I think what really allows us to stay here to be active is finding those people. And I know that's what has made me want to be an active member is the space and the community that you all have helped me. And allowing myself to experience new people, to experience new events. And just, again, finding those connections, shaping those relationships that make you want to keep coming back, that make you want to be active.
Hey Ella, I think you know what I'm gonna ask.
Do.
What makes you stand out if there were any other candidates?
If there were any other candidates standing up here with me, I would hope that my empathy and my presence really show through my platform, my speech, and the ways that I've shown up in this space. Like I said, I want to get to know all of you and understand all of you, and be a constant for you in this space. And that comes with accepting the good and the bad of this space and still wanting to lead and guide you all through that. And so I'm hoping that it does show in what I've said, and that, again, if there were another person or other people standing up here with me today, that I've shown a level of compassion and understanding.
A big introduction into the Kasama space is Cafe. It is the first door that most of our Kasamas walk through with curiosity. The Cafe-Adding relationship is something that this program is built upon, in the hopes that they not only find a mentor, but also a friend. How will you ensure that these relationships continue and are fostered after and outside?
One thing that I have been thinking about recently is promoting more interaction between fan lines, and creating spaces for fan lines to come together, not just in their own fan lines, but with everyone, like with every other fan line. And so whether it be through events like you did for Gato last semester, like the kind of game night, the head-to-head with fan lines, but doing something like that in the spring semester also, so that amidst the busy season that is PCN, and amidst the challenges that come with academics in the spring, people still have a space to gather with their fan lines, because I know that has been somewhat of a struggle for my fan line, is just trying to find a time to meet within this spring semester. And I think being able to hold a space to curate events that bring fan lines back together, it would allow for more Cafe-Adding interaction if they haven't gotten it as much as they wanted to. But also just doing like simple check-ins with fam heads because we have fam heads for a reason. And so just checking in on them and understanding like where their relationship is with their auditing, how they see relationships growing within their families as well. Short answer, I want to help you all make connections. I want to be a person that helps you find your community, helps you find your people, and hopefully allow you to grow with them in the ways that I've grown with my people. Long answer, because DOM is a space where you can make people feel chosen, where you can make people feel like they are wanted. And that is so big in college, especially when you're transitioning from high school or maybe you're transferring in from another college. It's so important to feel like someone wants to be there for you. And with the Kapte Aring program, I would be able to do that. I would be able to help make those connections. But just as director of membership, membership is such an important aspect. It's in the title. And I want to be a point of contact for all new members entering the space. And show them that if not someone in their fan line or someone in their class, that they can at least come to me and that they have the space, a person within.
Programs such as Kapte require high levels of energy from the DOM over the course of many weeks and planning so many consecutive events every day of your life. How do you plan to manage being a full-time student and prevent burnout, especially early on in your practices?
Over the last 2 years in Kasamahan and serving on board, I have grown in my time management skills and in my communication skills. And in the hopes that I step into this position, I would love to utilize those in taking the time to plan ahead, and taking the time to, if I am struggling, communicate with other board members, ask for their support. And also, again, relying on my people, knowing that I have a space to vent frustrations or to come back to and feel little bits of those burnout and not have them build up so much. And again, just ensuring that I'm communicating effectively and planning time.
As someone who has found a family here in the Kapte as well as a family, your safety network becomes your home, a home you've made and cultivated yourself. What are 2 experiences you had that you want to cultivate for your pickup season for Kasamahan 2024 to 2025 to make it balance?
When you say experiences, do you mean like events or just like? Okay. In my family and in my experience, there's this sort of subtle competition, this sort of subtle not want to be good at everything, but just the appreciation for friendly competition. And so an experience that I would want to implement for people picking up for potential audience is that space to explore and be competitive in different ways. Whether it be through game nights, just board games, the classic Mimi at UC. or through dodgeball and like collaboration and reps. But also like one idea that I also thought of was like scavenger hunts with fan lines. And so like potential audience would like stick with a fan line and you would like go around having like scavenger hunts. Or somehow like implementing an escape room-esque like idea. Because I feel like another experience I've had is like that want and that need to like decipher like complicated ideas, but can kind of like take on those challenges. So that's one thing. And then another thing that I've experienced that I want to implement for Got this season is like exploring different different interests and hobbies. Because, like for example, I have always kind of liked horror movies, but my other loves horror movies, and so like giving people a space to exchange those ideas, to explore those familiarities, and build upon them.
So as you already know, Kasamahan only has one pickup season in the fall. However, there are a handful of Kasamas that either enter the space in the spring semester or just later down in their college career. So how do you plan on approaching these Kasamas in a way that makes them feel included and heard and wanted without having the safety net of a pickup season in the spring?
I talked a little bit in my platform about exploring like spring pickup options or potentially like adoptions in the spring for people who do come into the space in the spring semester. And I think that one thing that I would want to do as a DOM would be to kind of like focus a little bit more time and a little bit more attention to people coming into the spring, to get them to know them on a personal level, and possibly like ask around like fan lines, like, hey, there's this person that that likes this, that does this. Would you be interested in possibly adopting? And of course, freedom to say no, but just finding creative solutions to make sure that people who do come into this space in the spring still feel included, still feel like they can be a part of a fan line and that community that we build within them.
So you kind of showed some of the very question I asked you and tried to and so there are really many Kasamas that are present on the future and so what happens when there are practice or outings who don't show up to any events, who still apply to the content program? How will you and your community navigate trying to prepare these individuals?
Like I said, I really want to help form connections. And as someone who has been through 2 very different GATA seasons in my freshman and my sophomore year, I want to ensure that everyone has a space here. I don't want to make any outing feel like they're being left out or feel like they don't have a place in this in Kasamahan simply because they didn't go to events. And I know that would be hard and complicated for myself and graphic committee to work through, but I would be more than happy to take the time to look at each and every single application to try and find those connections, to try and bridge people together. because we as Kasamahan promote so much inclusivity, promote so much community, and what good is that community if we don't provide gathers and outings the space to connect? And just because they didn't go to an event doesn't mean like they're not interested or they don't want to be a part of this program. I will never, like if I'm elected, I wouldn't necessarily know the reasons why they didn't show up, but that shouldn't discourage me and my committee from trying to pair people. So, and I think it's just looking through applications thoughtfully, mindfully, being as present as we possibly can when making those pairings, to ensure that those connections are something that people can truly build.
Soccer season is very active, and having a interactive event is fantastic. I miss the season when we are hosting events, pairing contests and outings, having a meal, pick up, drop off, local shipping. How will you ensure that throughout this whole process that you are enjoying this, that you are having fun, and that you're learning?
Well, regardless of like what position, what season it is, I have loved sharing on board and seeing the connections that are being made. And that's what's made me want to come back. So although it would be a hectic season, although there are so many things going on, I know that I would still love and enjoy it because I love and enjoy being in the space, no matter what. But I would also love to implement some of like my own personality into these events. Like I said, like diving into some of that friendly competition, hosting more like creative spaces for Kasamas to get together, like by workshops where you can like learn characters and like possibly design something for your future pairing. Another idea that I had that someone else mentioned as well was like a crocheting session, like taking different things that I've been interested or that I wanted to do and implementing them into events, as well as touching on all the pillars, including academic and professional and community and political. I think having a sort of like major meetup during Gata season, like as a part of Gata season, can also help in like establishing connections, finding that bridge between people. And then I know different community and political events bring out different crowds of the summer. And so possibly working with Kappa CBs, CRDs to promote those events and also integrate that into Gata season.
This one's one I covered. You said that you experienced two different kinds of symptoms. What has been one of your fondest memories?
One of my fondest memories during Gata season was creating an Instagram for my outing. That was such a like fun opportunity to like drop little Easter eggs about who I am, but also this is just like them as a person too, but just like seeing them like scramble to try and figure out like who is this person, like who are they, and it's so like it was so fun being on like the other like side of it to know that like yes, I'm like I'm shrouded in mystery right now, but like
we're gonna have such a great time together.